Hi there, I'm Aaron from Undoubt Studio, and today we are going to be going through this workbook to help you craft a clear-cut brand strategy for your business. So in our last episode, we have talked about, aligning your brand strategy and why is it important for you to have a strong and clear brand strategy for your business. So before you start designing and making decisions on developing your entire visual identity, I think it's very important that you have a plan and everything documented correctly for your business. So this workbook will basically take you through and help you craft all your brand strategy, and including a checklist at the end of this book that will make sure that you have all the things necessary to help you, craft a clear-cut brand strategy. Okay, so this will be very useful if you are looking to launch a visual identity later on, or if you are looking to rebrand your entire business. So first of all, we have our business info here, so you are able to fill up some of your details. So the reason for this is basically because we use this workbook with our actual clients. So by doing this on your own, you are basically already saving tons of money on your brand strategy. So let's move into it. So basically, the first thing that we want to do when we are looking at our crafting a brand strategy is to craft our brand story. So having a strong brand story is very essential when it comes to starting your brand, because what makes your brand different lies in the story itself. And all of your logos, your visual identity, your tone of voice, all of this should revolve around your brand story to help strengthen and consolidate that entire brand story and brand experience. So you are able to go through some of the introduction, and also we have some strong tips to help you craft your narrative structure. So you can just follow along the beginning, the middle, and end to craft your own brand story later on. So next we have our brand mission and vision. So basically it outlines what your brand does for the brand mission. So it is sort of like a statement where you are able to help people directly know, what your brand is all about. What is your business? Why are you different? What kind of problems that you solve? So all of this should be in your brand mission to create a very strong, impression. So your brand vision will drive your long-term planning. So it's much more intangible, such as being a globally recognized brand. So this is something that is intangible, and most likely you are not able to measure that metrics accurately. So vision is much more something that you dream about, and thoughts and achievement that you are trying to achieve for your that you are aspiring for your brand. So below here you are able to list down your brand mission and vision, and this is very important because, as I said in our last episode, most of us have already have an idea of our brand strategy, our mission and vision, but they just refuse to document everything down. And ideas tend to get lost sometimes when you communicate to your designers or other creatives, or even shareholders, right? So you want to make sure that the message come across clear and consistent. So if you are able to document everything down, have your brand mission and brand vision written down, that way you are able to share with other people. So that way, it makes everything much more consistent. So next we have our target audience. So a very important step when having a clear-cut brand strategy is understanding our target audience. So we should know who are they, what are their interests, what kind of behaviors that they do, and where they usually hang out. So when we do research for our target audience, we want to make sure that we list down 3 kind of different personas that we are trying to go after. So you can just write them down, the age, the gender, the location, and write down different interests and also behaviors that is important and significant for this certain audience group. So next we will have our brand values. So for our brand values, basically we will be choosing 3 to 7 core values that actually is the guiding principles that will shape our company culture. So when you talk about eco-friendly or eco-conscious, these are all brand values. So it affects the look of your brand, some of your business decisions, such as the packaging materials, right? So if you are an eco-conscious brand, or you are a minimalist brand, it will slightly affect your visual identity later on. So you want to make sure that you list down exactly what kind of values that your brand focus on, and that way later when you are developing your brand, everyone on your business and on your team are much more aligned and much more informed, and they can make much more better decisions when it comes to the brand. So a few keywords that you can use for your brand values we have included in here. So you can actually find different industries and the keywords that might be relevant to all of these different industries. So you don't need to choose all of them. Just choose maybe around 3 to 7 which are most likely and most relevant to your business. So next we have our brand personality here. So first of all, when in this stage right now, when we are creating a brand personality, you can see that once we have all of these things line up, all of this information, our brand becomes much more niche down, I would say, and it's much more unique, and we have a much more better understanding on how we are able to approach this brand later on. So adding personality into the brand strategy makes it much more unique, I would say. So you are able to associate different keywords that might describe the personality of the brand, such as innovative, playful, casual, cautious, sophisticated, calm, and delicate, right? So we have all of these keywords on one side of the spectrum, and we also have different keywords opposite and to our keywords here. So for innovative, we have traditional, playful, and serious. So casual, we have formal, and you get the idea. So basically what we want to do is we are able to determine where we are as a brand, what kind of personality we are going to be showing our customers. So if it's much more innovative compared to traditional, or we are showing a much more serious side compared to playful. So having a personality spectrum makes it much more clear, and that way we are not doing two things that are complete opposites at the same time. So when we are looking to show a much more innovative side, and that means we might need to sacrifice a much more traditional look, right? So having that spectrum and knowing that two opposites cannot exist at the same time is very useful to guide your entire brand perception later on. So next we have our brand voice and tone. So basically this will be useful when it comes to coming up with your brand taglines or even your marketing direction. So this would be a very also important part. So it can be mixed with the personality to create something much more unique. So if let's say your brand is welcoming and fun, you are able to leverage also a unique tone and voice to make sure that even your marketing captions, your marketing primary text for ads and all of these things also reflect that certain personality keyword as well. So basically you want to list out a few of your tone of voice so you are able to share with other people as well. So having a brand strategy, you should list down, so what is the tone of voice that describes your brand. So you can also have only one kind of tone of voice, or some to 4 different tone of voice that you can use for different scenarios. So if you might also sound professional, or you might also have an empathetic voice, or you can be also straightforward as well. So you can choose different tone of voice that suits your business and also suits your personality, and make sure to list down a description and also some an example that you want the brand to sound like. So we also have some extra resources here that you can go through, and we also want to shape the brand experience. So this is much more of vision also, I would say, because some of these things at this stage you might not have yet, right? So at this point we are just putting thoughts onto paper. So for example, what kind of visual identity experience do we want to provide to our customers, right? So in this case we might say, for our visual identity, because we are using a welcoming and fun personality, so our visual identity should also reflect that. So all of our stuff are bright and also very colorful, full with illustrations. So all of these ideas should be documented down into this brand experience section. And you can also refer to this example here, where we have already listed down a few examples, such as what Apple's communication experience is. They basically use a clear, concise and innovative messaging, and the customer experience, some product quality, and also physical environment. So you can definitely list them down and put your ideas onto paper, and that way later on you can share it to the next person, so they have a better understanding of what you envision for the brand, and everyone is able to work towards a common goal. So finally, we have a checklist here. So if you go through each of this, be sure to just check out and make sure that you have all of these different elements to make sure that your brand strategy is complete. So thank you for watching this video, and I will also link for this workbook in the descriptions below. And thank you. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.